Hello, friends. Welcome to episode 62 of the Nope Coach podcast. I'm your host, Suzanne Kohlberg. And if you are listening to this, you may want to jump over to YouTube to check out the video for this episode because I am wearing a space hoodie. Today is pajama day at my kids' school. And they were like, you need to wear your pajamas all day too, mummy. And I'm like, I've got to do some recording today. And Casimir's like, so? I'd love to see you in your pajamas. I'm like, what do you mean, buddy? See me in my pajamas. And he pulls out his iPad, and I didn't even know that he knew how to do this. He's followed my channel. He's a subscriber. One of my subscribers is my son. And he showed me he's liked every single one of my videos. And I was like, wow, an algorithm boost from my 8-year-old. Thank you so much. And then I laughed because not many people like my videos. And I was like, wow, a lot of these likes is from my kid. So if you do watch me on YouTube, I please ask that you like a video or a comment. Let me know that you're there. What is it that you're enjoying? And if you like my space hoodie. So today's topic, don't sell your cow for magic beans. I am a coach. I absolutely love personal development, both as a participant buying programs, and I run my own programs, Why Wait, and the new one, the Mighty 90, which has been a little bit of my secret sauce, but it's starting on Monday. And the reason I'm passionate about this topic, like the magic beans, is some of us do personal development looking to be fixed, looking for the answer, looking for the thing. If you've read my book, The Beginning is Shit, an unapologetic weight loss memoir, you would see almost 3 decades of me looking for the thing, looking for someone else to fix me, for the magic beans, for the right program or the right coach or the right thing that had the answer. The people that I work with, the shift that I've had personally is I ain't looking for no magic beans anymore. For many reasons. The first off is you don't need fixing because you're not broken. There's going about personal development is in consuming. I used to overconsume personal development the way past me used to overconsume food. Listen, watch, binge. Why is nothing changing? There's approaching it as in consuming it, and there's approaching it as in actually doing the work. So the coach, the mentor, the person that you're working with, the book that you've listened to, the podcast that you're listening to, lots of these episodes, they have action items. They have suggestions. What does this bring up for you? Journal about this. Where's this happened in your life? I used to just dismiss that nah, next. And I'd wondered why nothing was changing. A book, a podcast, a program, a coach, none of these things change your life. You change your life. What you do with the material, what you do with the book you've read or the podcast you've listened to or the coach that you've worked with. What do you take away from that? An action. That is what changes your life. So when you're in there, I'm looking for the magic beans. I'm going to sell my cow. I'm going to give away, a lot of my money. And I remember once, because there's a lot of coaches who have, this is going to ruffle some feathers. It's their business is like a pyramid scheme. It's like an MLM without an actual product. I remember once, it's actually coming up because it coincided with the day that I got fired. So this is a whole interesting thing. But in a nutshell, long story short, I went to an event which was free. It was a free event run by one of these big name companies. And I went with a friend. Actually, I'll back up. Her and I had been to the free event 3 or 4 months before. And at the free event, they had an upsell. So the first level of the thing was $3,000. And I wanted in. I had stars in my eyes. My husband was like, no way, that sounds like a Ponzi scheme. You're not buying that. I'm thankful to this day for him stepping in. Normally, I'd be like, I don't need no man, but I heeded his thing and I didn't invest, but my friend did. So the next level was this 2-day weekend event. So the first thing was a 1-day kind of 1-hour workshop. The next thing was a 2-day event. That was $3,000. She invested and she was allowed to bring a guest. So she brought me. So I I'm still thankful to this day that I got to attend that, because I learned a lot about how not to do things. But I was appreciative that she chose to take me. And from there, the next level at the end of that 2-day event, there was an upsell, which was 10,000. She once again invested in that. And this is US dollars. We're in Australia. So, you know, add about 50% to that price amount. And she went on to attend that. And I was at something else, another personal development weekend at the same time. And we share accommodation because we both love personal development. And she was like, okay, I'm going to go to this next level. I don't have it. And I think it was 50,000. And I was like, hold up, wait, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, well, if I sell my car and if I do this, and she was literally going to jump in on this. Like, this was a Magic Beans moment. And I was like, what is next? Like, after that, she was talking about they have private islands and they have, you know, yachts and all this sort of stuff. And I was like, hold up, what's been your return on investment so far? And actually, I could do a whole other episode on return on investment, because that's something I think we all get to decide. Return on investment is up to us as an individual. It's not the person that we're investing with. Anyway, it was in that moment that she paused and kind of like, well, actually nothing. I just keep going to these events and getting these fancy ties and wristbands and rah. And maybe this place, you know, I'm not questioning their efficacy of whether they did it or not, but sometimes we buy into the magic beans and the stars in the eyes and wanting to be the cool kid. We're not actually taking that stuff and applying it in our business and, you know, taking the action. So where are you on that scale, on that scheme? When you look at something on the internet like that has a pretty sales page and beautiful testimonials with tiny little asterisks that you need to zoom in and says results not typical. And are you buying that in an effort to be fixed? Are you wanting to shortcut the process? The people I work with, my program, Why Wait, it does have a nice sales page, I like to think, but the testimonials, the people talking, are everyday people. There's no results not typical. And they understand that this is a process. This is a cycle. This is a season. It's not a one and done. It's not like you ride off into the sunset and then forevermore. A lot of my people come back round after round and we do the work together. I'm there planting and sowing and doing the work right alongside them, because personal development for me is a lifelong journey that gets to grow and change and shape as I do. Whereas some of these other ones that have like the pyramid type thing, you buy this, you buy this, you buy this. Sometimes people are buying hoping to be one of the cool kids. I've been there. I've had my own experience similar to my friends as well. Or have been thinking, with this level, I'm finally going to crack the code. I've now realized there is no code to crack. There is, what do I do to show up for myself continually? If I even choose to. Some people don't want to go down the personal development route. They're like, I don't need this, and that's okay. We all have different things. My husband's never spent a cent on personal development. He prefers like Xbox. He's a gamer. What is your thing? What do you get from it? How do you grow and shape? And how do you get return on investment? Rather than waiting to find the thing that you're going to swap your cow for, that's going to be the magic beans that you're suddenly going to be rich or skinny or famous or anything like that. So all this to say, don't get swayed by a pretty sales page and some glossy things and some raving fans that may or may not even be legit. Another thing that's been a pet peeve of mine is you read a sales page, it's like, we've got an active Facebook community, or we've got this, and you get in there and it's like tumbleweeds and nobody's posted in 6 months or a year. That's the other thing too. I personally, and this is, you know, different strokes for different folks, or however the saying goes, I don't enjoy lifetime access programs because there's no incentive to take action. I've joined many. Oh, I'll get to it later. Oh, I'll get to it later. Like, Why Wait was never a lifetime access program, but it used to be a membership, like month to month. But even with that, there's kind of this, you know, the reason we all do what suits us best and what feels in alignment with us. I really like a program that has a start date and a finish date. I never used to, because of my dieting days. It made me think of boot camp and all that stuff. But now it's kind of like there's an incentive to take action because the program will end and you will lose access. There's incentive to step in and work with the coach and ask your questions and get the stuff done. but there's also, we're not going to hang around here forever. Whereas with lifetime access things, there can be like forevermore. It's an energy thing. If you get the energy of like, let's do this now, take action now, progress over perfection, then you'll work really, really well with me. But if you like the like weird pyramid type scheme thing, then, you know, I'm not the coach for you. And also for some people, this works. For everything, when someone talks about it or talks down about it or whatever, it may not have worked for them. It may not have aligned for them. And that is okay, that there are people that it does align with. But for me, I found when I was, you know, exchanging my cow in hopes of magic beans, I just ended up in this loop that I never seemed to be able to get out of. And it wasn't until I paused and saw what was I actually actioning from this and what was in best service to me that I was like, yeah, I ain't doing this anymore. So I'd love to hear, what have your experiences been? This isn't an invitation to name and shame, and this isn't an invitation to poo-poo on programs or anything like that. So keep all that stuff confidential or anonymous. But comment and let me know, like, have you ever found yourself being like, I'm just, you know, paying more and more, giving away more and more of my cows, ending up with these magic beans that aren't actually growing? And I've realized that, you know, it's because I haven't actually been growing. That's a big realization, and it's a big step into personal responsibility to be like, what am I willing to do? And when you have that, then you can look at, so now you can be really discerning. I looked at this program the other day and I was like, this looks fascinating. Then I read the fine print and it was like, you have to cold DM people and whatever. And I was like, I am so out. Like, there's no way. Like, what lines are you willing to do? What feels good and in alignment for you for growing? Same as if it's you're trying to lose weight. Like, as soon as I'm like, you have to drink shakes or whatever, you have to burn 500 calories a day, I am out. No. But sometimes, you know, they hide some of these things in the fine print. So anywho, hope this has been helpful. Hello to Casimir. Thank you for liking all my videos, son. And if you've enjoyed this, please give me a like on YouTube and a comment. And yeah, if you've got an Oodie, you can do a comment with your picture. Show me your Oodies, because I think they are the best. And maybe I'll do all my videos in this from now on. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.